Tongkat Ali, a very popular topic that has a lot of different varieties. Now, what varieties are actually going to benefit you the most? That is the question we're going to dive into today. And why is Tongkat Ali not all created equal? Everybody knows that have been up with the Tongkat Ali research that's good for boosting natural testosterone, and it has been shown in clinical human studies to do this. Now, what they're not telling you is that the actual Tongkat Ali they use in these clinical studies is not the same as the Tongkat Ali that you're probably getting, and there's a few reasons for that. Now, there are also other benefits to Tongkat Ali. For example, it's good for your liver, and it's also good for your bones, but the problem with this is that these studies are only in vitro studies and animal studies. Now, these studies are very promising, but because there's not any serious double-blind, young, healthy, adult individual studies, we can just speculate. But the human studies, double-blind placebo studies in young men have proven that Tongkat Ali does naturally increase your free testosterone and help with weight management, performance in the gym, help with muscle building, and all the things that come with maintaining healthy homeostasis with your androgens. This is why the Tongkat Ali and Aphro-D is different. This is why it has the same results that the clinical studies and the human trials have shown. The first reason is because of the quality of the Tongkat Ali. Now, most Tongkat Ali farms are coming from places like China, like other countries that are recreating this magic that's been done for thousands and thousands of years in Malaysia. The roots for Tongkat Ali that we use in Aphro-D are more than 25 years old. These mature roots are found in the Malaysian rainforest. The Malaysian rainforest is so special because it is one of the oldest rainforests in the world, older than the Amazon, older than the Congo. It's over 130 million years old, which means that there is a lot of preservation and a lot of nutrients and very important aspects in the soil that we will get into. With this rainforest comes great responsibility, and the people that harvest these roots are very special as well. The indigenous people of Malaysia are the ones who harvest these Tongkat Ali roots, and this is important not only because of their natural methods of getting out the roots, but also they know what to look for. They know the quality roots, they know which roots are going to have the best effects, and that is why it is so important to get good quality Tongkat Ali, the same as what these clinical studies have been showing to have such a positive effect on men's hormone levels. These Malaysian rainforests are also very profound because thankfully they've been protected for many years, so they're virtually free of certain pollutions and other contaminants that some other rainforests are now having issues with. Now, the Tongkat Ali trees themselves are huge trees and they're towering over the rainforest. And this rainforest gets a ton of rainfall. So it's also very special conditions to allow the optimal growth of the Tongkat Ali root. The second most important aspect of this Tongkat Ali process is the extraction. This is why the Tongkat Ali and Aphro-D is so much more potent than your usual Tongkat Ali that you would just find online. This has to do with two different things: water extraction versus alcohol extraction, as well as the importance of freeze drying. You want to freeze dry whenever possible with these plant herbs, these plant medicines, because when you spray dry, you're spraying things like maltodextrin and other fillers and other chemicals that are not only raising the heat to just totally disintegrate a lot of the benefits that you get, but it also ruins the integrity of the peptides. And the peptides are going to have the most benefit for your hormone levels. That's where the secret is in Tongkat Ali, is the peptides. And there's one in particular, a very specific peptide that you can tell from testing it using an HPTLC method. This method shows precise peptides that are only available in very specific Tongkat Ali roots. Now, why is this only available in this Tongkat Ali root? Well, some may say it's from the process and it's from the rainforest it comes from. Some may say it's the extraction process. I personally believe it's a little bit of both. I think that the reason why this particular peptide is common is because it's from the actual rainforest where Tongkat Ali is originally from and has been grown traditionally, but also the extraction process helps keep the Tongkat Ali peptide. This is very important because when you don't have the extraction process down, you're going to ruin a lot of the good peptides that may or may not exist in the farming process for the Tongkat Ali, which is why so many of the natives in Malaysia will just take the root from the forest and boil it in water and drink the tea of the Tongkat Ali root. And that's how they get the benefits. That's how they've been doing it traditionally for thousands of years. Now, unfortunately, if you're not in that country, you don't have access to those roots as fresh as they do, freeze drying is the next best thing. Freeze drying is important because it is a patented process that keeps everything at the natural level. It keeps it at its natural state. It doesn't overheat the Tongkat Ali to get rid of those beneficial peptides that we find in these labs and these amazing research papers that show this incredible benefit. So Tongkat Ali roots, those are the big 3 reasons why Tongkat Ali root in Aphro-D is so much more potent and so much more bioavailable and has such a profound effect, because results are what matters. Double-blind, placebo results, and then personal experience from hundreds and thousands of people in the Aphro-D nation, and also who have taken Aphro-D before, who have been able to show these benefits in their own life. Now, I will want to touch on one more thing, which is called urocominone, which is a powerful peptide found in Tongkat Ali that helps identify it. This peptide can also be a little bit on the edgy side, right? If you take too much of this, you're going to hurt yourself. And that's why water extraction is so important, because if you alcohol extract your Tongkat Ali, you're going to get a ton of urocominone. And if you have a ton of urocominone, you're going to get jittery, you're going to get angry. You're not going to have that balance that comes with the Tongkat Ali root and the other peptides that are in it. You're going to have way too much urocominone, and your body is going to notice that it is not beneficial for you, and it may actually be causing some irritation and some issues within your own mental health, and might give you too much energy and might just not be a good idea. So try and stay away from alcohol extracted Tongkat Ali. Stick to water extracted. Of course, you have the opposite problem as well. Some companies don't have any urocominone, so it may not even be Tongkat Ali at all. It could just be the leaves from the Tongkat Ali, or it could be the branches from the Tongkat Ali. The root is what has the urocominone. So when you're looking at Tongkat Ali, make sure you find third-party tested, HPTLC tested urocominone, just like we have at Aphro-D, and make sure that you are focusing on freeze-dried, high-quality Tongkat Ali that is going to have the beneficial peptides that have been proven over and over again in human studies to provide men of all ages with balance in their hormone levels.